the top 3 website changes for better SEO. Now, there are a lot more than 3 things that you can do to improve the search optimization on your website, but these are what I think are probably 3 of the top ones that would make the most difference. And so the first one, and the first one's pretty easy to fix, and this is pretty common to have wrong, is the page titles. Use optimized page titles, and we see right here this is what it looks like in the HTML on a web page, and I'll show you an example. Now the page title is also what you see in search results. So I just searched for my business here, and this first one that comes up, then this is a page title, this is a page title, this is a page title. So if we look at the website, it says web design and Facebook ads, database systems, Alexandria MN. If we go here and we hover over the tab, you can see the page title comes up there, and that matches exactly what is shown in the Google search results. Now the way that looks in HTML is it's got this title thing here. See the title tag around it, which is exactly what we were looking at right here. Okay, now in WordPress and in a lot of content management systems, you can pretty easily specify what the page title is for the page. And each page title should have its own unique page, or each page should have its own unique page title. Okay, and then that brings us to point number 2, proper organization. So your website pages should focus on a specific topic, as specific as you can. Now a lot of times your home page is kind of a general outline, and that's probably okay, but if it's better if you have a narrower subject. But if your business isn't such a narrow subject, maybe if you're a plumber, for example, you do a lot of different things. So the home page is kind of a general outline, but then you would have separate pages for all the different services that you do. Okay, and that's really important to do that. I've seen some websites lately that have just one page and everything's on one page, and I don't think that's a good idea, because really Google indexes everything by separate pages, and it looks at the site as a whole as well, but it does help to categorize things and talk about things separately. So I think that's a really big important thing. We can look at my website here. So I do have a services page, I've got a web design page, a local SEO page, and designs a portfolio. So you need to really think about the organization of what you do and what you present, and make it easy to understand, easy for Google to understand it, and that will go a long way. All right. Number 3, don't fill your pages with links to other websites, because that drains your SEO power, your search optimization power. It's okay to have 1 or 2 here and there that point to something that's relevant. If you're talking about a topic and there's like an authority website on the topic, and it's useful for the reader to click over there, that's okay. But remember, you're sending people away from your website when you have links to other websites, and you don't want to do that for SEO. You want to keep people on your website, and you want to save that. They call it link juice. If you have links, you want most of your links to be to other pages on your own website. So here's an example on my website. I have a link here, but this links to my services page. Here's a link here that links to my Facebook advertising page, and I've got more links, and they link to other pages within my own website. And once in a while I do link out, like I said, to other websites, but it would be something that's useful to the user, and a good website that's relevant to what I'm talking about in the page that holds that link. Okay, and then for businesses with local customers, this is so huge. Claim and accurately fill in your business Google directory listing. And this is the listing that corresponds to the Google map. It's heavily used, and it may be the best thing you can do to get found on Google by local customers. But you want to make sure that your information is accurate on your Google listing and on your website. And you want to make sure that it matches, like your phone number and your address match exactly between those two. And there's a place on the Google directory listing to put your website domain name in, so you need to fill that in so they're tied together, your website and the Google directory listing. And you want to fill that up with that directory listing up with good, accurate information, the right categories and pictures. And then you want to try to get reviews. And I'll put a couple links here on this page so that you can see where to get some of that information. Okay, that's it for that topic.